Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot. It's your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anyone that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human journey together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box. In order to do so, you can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. With that being said, today's topic is what major changes are coming. You can feel them, but you're wondering, what are they? So we're going to dig into that today. We are going to be using the Pride of the Dragons Oracle by Angelo Thomas and Sonia Hedger. I love these cards. They're absolutely beautiful, as you can see. They're definitely unique, right? They're a lot different than other oracle cards, but I love these cards. I don't bring them out as much as I feel like I should. I've already given them a shuffle, so we'll get into that in just a second here. And before I get into the prayer, I do want to say thank you to everyone, because I had some stuff going on last week with the RV. They had to come in and fix the heater, and so I was unable to record pick-a-cards. I actually had it all set up and ready to do this very reading, and all of a sudden they came in and they had to do this installation here, and there was no way that I could record, and so it kind of put me off schedule. But I just appreciate your patience with me as I'm getting everything together and set back up. And yeah, so we should be back to a normal posting schedule. So let's go ahead and get to it and get this prayer underway, and then we will start in the reading and find out what major changes are coming to you. All right. Okay, my beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this channel, onto this reading. I ask that you open up our intuition at this time. You know, we're coming into the winter, at least here where I am, in the Western Hemisphere. And sometimes when it gets darker, it's harder for us to follow our intuition because we're experiencing sadness or heaviness, or the holidays are weighing on us, or there's all kinds of energies that are flying around us right now, having the fear of hanging out with family, having this fear of, oh my gosh, how do I explain myself once again? And at this time, I just ask that you open our intuition and bring us into this stable place, into this secure, peaceful place, so that we can make the decisions that best serve our highest good and not worry about what is going on with other people. Not worry about how it is that they feel, because they have their own journey to attend to. And it is up to us to attend to our journey in the way that we see fit, and to know that we don't owe anybody an explanation for our actions. We don't owe anybody an explanation for the path that we choose to take. We simply must take it and have faith in our decision and stand courageous in that decision. So I ask that you help guide us into this peaceful place at this time, source, and remind us that good things are coming, even if it's been difficult, that as long as we stay true to ourselves, good things will come to us all. As these words are spoken onto this tribe, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Thank you so much. So let me go ahead and get this set up out of the way, and we'll hop to it. So, source, What Pride of the Dragons Oracle card will help us better understand what major changes are coming for pile number 1? Wow, okay, coming in really fast. Thank you so much. And source for pile number 2, what Pride of the Dragons Oracle card will help us better understand what major changes are coming in for pile number 2? What major changes are coming in for pile number 2, source? What Oracle card will help us better understand that? Okay, thank you. All right, and for pile number 3, source, what Pride of the Dragons Oracle card will help us better understand what major changes are coming in for pile number 3? What major changes are coming in for pile number 3? Your card literally spun out like that. Like it went and then it laid flat. That was crazy. All right, so on the bottom, we have the number 22 master number coming in with the heart truth, pride of the heavenly coming in. So this is all about trusting the process, but we see here a heart truth, really delving into that, connecting with our heart chakra and letting our soul's truth come out in this time. Let me take a look and see what archangel this card is connected with, because these are definitely connected with archangels. So number 22... well, they're connected with angels, I should say. So the angel is Menael, angel invoked to induce love. Assist this dragon to ride lightning bolts of heavenly love. And the elements here are fire and ether to assist you in passionately embodying divine truth. Okay, so we have love coming in, but we also have more than that. It's just about staying in this place of our soul's passion, our truth, and being courageous to speak that truth into existence, right? So that's what this card is talking about. So let's see. Let me get this set up here for you. Got a little bit different. I found this feather this morning just outside. I was like, yes, that's perfect. I'm going to use it today. So cute. Just a little teeny tiny feather. Okay, make sure we're in frame. And we've got the first pile for pile 1. We've got this keychain that I got with one of these bracelets. And it was to authenticate. It says Anya Agate on the back here. This always makes me think of the sign of alchemy. I don't know why, but that's just what it makes me think of. Okay. For pile number 2, we have this beautiful piece of pyrite. Okay. And for pile number 3, we have this adorable, cute little feather. It was so perfect. It's just sitting there. I'm not sure what bird this belongs to. It could be a robin. It could be... there's a number of birds here. I don't know what they're called. Could be a mourning dove too. Okay. So we've got pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever pile you're driven to, that should be the pile for you. With that being said, I will see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this keychain, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what major changes are coming for you. Something that you can feel. You're wondering what they are. First, I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Wow, I've got the hiccups. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. I know I've got a channeled message for you if they're going to let me get it out. Whew. Okay. All right, so before I got started, I got the message that music has been giving you a lot of information, downloads, messages, signs, synchronicities. Like, you've been listening to music and it's kind of been just answering questions that you haven't even asked out loud, right? It's like you have this question in your mind and you might be listening to the radio or listening to your headphones, and all of a sudden there's like something that comes in that is a answer, and you're like, holy crap, that feels like an answer. And Source is saying, yes, I'm answering your question like almost immediately. This is what it feels like. You're like, wow, this conversation is happening in real time. And that's what they're saying. Yes, it's happening in real time. Notice how my hiccups went away as soon as I was able to get that out. So that's what they want you to know first and foremost, is that music is definitely giving you answers. You've been asking questions. Right now, your gift is opening up to receiving downloads from music, and it's not going and looking for an answer or going and picking a song and looking for an answer. It's literally like when it's just on random, like the songs are playing randomly and you ask a question and then suddenly you hear something, you're like, wow, that really feels like an answer. That's the moment that you're receiving guidance for whatever it is that you're answering. Okay, so this is a major change that could be happening for you, is actually getting information in real time instead of waiting what seems like a long time to receive your guidance or to receive signs and synchronicities. But let's get the dice on it and see what comes through. So Source, what major changes are coming in for pile number 1? They're feeling this shift, but what more can you tell us, Source? What major changes are coming in for pile number 1? Okay, so we've got the 11th house, Virgo energy, and Mars. Interesting. Feels like there's people who want to connect with you and people that you're going to end up taking action to connect with. And I feel like for you, pile 1, you're actually going to become a leader of this group of people. It's not that they're looking for a leader, but a lot of them are going to look to you for like guidance, for answers, for clarity. And they may not have known that they needed you as a leader in their life. Like, they didn't go out of their way saying, oh, I'm going to go and find someone who can tell me exactly what to do. I feel like you're very much on similar life paths, and I feel like you are on this journey trying to find out how to align with your best self, and in doing so, you have opened yourself up to just receiving so many downloads, and they've received so many downloads, and I feel like there's going to be an exchanging of energies. And in this exchanging of energies, it's not that they're not as far along from you, but it's just that they see your potential to lead the masses, to lead many people, and they recognize it because there's so much that you give to them that helps them. Like, it's like, oh, I didn't realize I actually needed help with that. Like, I thought that I was already healing that, but then pile 1 came in and they shared their experience with me. And I'm so happy they shared that experience with me. And it gave me an answer to dealing with this situation that I've been working on with shadow work for a long time, or I've been doing a lot with for a long time. And I just am now finally getting the answer to it because pile 1 just shared their experience with me, and they're seeing your potential to help lead this turn of the century, if you will. It's what I just heard, the turn of the century. It's so weird that they would use that, but there's this energy. It's like you're shifting old mindsets, even from people who are on similar journeys as you. Like, you're helping them to shift in a different way. Like, you're helping them to see something entirely different, and connecting with their throat chakra and their third eye. The third eye is like the main key element here. So you could be opening up your third eye to a whole new level. Okay, and this is something that is, you're still very humble, you're still very modest. Like, you're not out here forcing your energy onto people. Like, you're just this person that kind of flits along, and you touch everybody that you connect with, and everybody is forever changed by you, and they remember you. Like, even if you've only been in their life for like 3 minutes, like, you're somebody that they mention time and time again because you left that big of an impression on them. And I feel like for you, Pile, when you're not realizing just the impact that you're bringing to people, I feel like you've been a very huge perfectionist in your life, and you put a lot of pressure on yourself in your life, and there's been a lot of worrisome energy around you, just worrying about things that maybe you didn't have control over, worrying about outcomes of things, or worrying about if you did enough, or if you were enough, or if you have enough skill, or whatever the situation is. It's like there's a lot of worry there, and it's something that you're not, it clouds your mind so much that it doesn't allow you to see the impact that you have on people out there. That could be through an online platform. That could be just in general, connecting with people, going out and sharing your beliefs and just sharing with people and getting to know people. This could be through people who just reach out to you, right? Like, they're like, oh, hey, I saw your picture, or I saw your post, and this really made a difference in my life. Like, so there's all different kinds of things here, but we also see hopes and dreams coming into play here. Like, your wishes are coming true. And I feel like it starts when people are very much in this place of connecting with you, and you begin to lead a group of leaders, is what this feels like. It really feels like these are people who are already leaders. Like, they know they're leaders, and they know that they're doing stuff to lead the masses too, but there's like this energy that you're leading them, and you might not know it. Like, you might see them and you're like, wow, they're so much further ahead than I am, or they're doing so much more, they're impacting more people than I am. And while that might be true, you're impacting them, and that is actually really incredible. Like, it might not seem like a big deal, but it is, because these are people who have had to do it on their own, and they've had to learn things from their own. And then I feel like that might also trigger you a little bit, Pile number one, because I feel like you're also wanting someone to be that person for you. And while I'm not trying to make it seem like you're going to be holding these people up, like, that's not the case. Like, you're not going to be holding this group of people up. They're very much going to be supporting you. They're very much going to be there for you. They're very much going to help you through a lot. But the wisdom that you have is otherworldly. And this is something that I feel like is changing and shifting for you, because you're tapping into it on a whole new level. And it's going to inspire you. So it's like maybe you started creating something new here. You just decided doing something different with your time. And it's impacting you in a very profound way. Let's see what else comes out here. Source, what major changes are coming for pile number one? Thank you. Source, what major changes are coming for pile number one? What major changes are coming for pile number one? What can you share with us? And I ask what Source can share with us, because we have to let Source have the element of surprise, right? Sometimes Source really likes to surprise us all, so we have to let Source surprise us. Even if we don't like surprises, you know, that's a gift. So let Source deem how Source wants to bring it through. Yeah, okay, so we have the King of Cups here on the bottom. Like, you're not going to be attracting these emotionally unavailable people. I feel like maybe that's why that feels like such a trigger. It's just like, oh, all I've done my whole life is help other people. And it's like, you aren't going, like, that's the thing. Like, they're not even asking for your help. That's the thing. And you're not even going out of your way giving your help. Like, it's just by you choosing to be authentic, you begin sharing yourself. And it's in the sharing of yourself that actually inspires these people who are already in leadership positions. They're just enamored with you. It's like, this is the leader of leaders. And that's what I keep feeling, this leader of leaders. And it's like, for you, what's shifting is getting out of these cycles. Wow, look at this. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we have the King and Queen of Cups in the reverse. This could be parents. You could have had a father or mother who is much, much older than the other. Okay? That's exactly what I feel from this. Because if you see here, the King of Cups he's actually the oldest king in the whole deck in the Tarot Marseille. He's the one that has a lot of wisdom. He's been through a lot. He's gained a lot of clarity over his years. But if you see the Queen of Cups, she's still a very young woman, right? Like, she's not a very old woman. And so this feels like a masculine energy that was much, much older than the feminine energy here. And take it as it resonates. Energy is fluid here. So this is showing here that there's two parents. This is what I really feel like this was. Two parents that were emotionally unavailable to you. Like, they just could not give you the love that you needed, right? Look at that. The leadership card again. And there was a lot of turbulence and chaos and a lot of not wanting to heal and a lot of putting things on your shoulders and a lot of putting emotional needs on your shoulders to carry them. And again, with the third eye coming through here. And this is that energy of not wanting to balance out the shadow. Like, it's almost like they may have blamed you for aspects of their shadow that were coming through. And they saw you as an extension of themselves. And thus, this set you up to be connected with people in your life that also treated you in this way because you didn't know how to ask for or receive something different, right? Like, when we are in a situation and our parents are very much in this where they're not healed themselves, we live that again. Okay? And you could have had a Pisces father and a Cancer mother. You could have had a Cancer father, a Pisces mother. And you could have even had a Sagittarius and a Pisces, a Sagittarius and a Cancer, okay? And if not, that's okay. That's just very specific for someone here. We see here where it's like the father in this energy, and again, take this as it resonates. I just want to make this easy to talk about for myself, because otherwise it gets really confusing and we spend so much time trying to put all these possibilities in that we don't get to the message. Okay, so I'm just going to take this. We have the father image here depicted by the King of Cups with someone who had a very empty cup, but wasn't afraid to instill that on you to fill it up. Then you have this mother energy here with the Cancer and the Queen of Cups who had also a very empty cup, but didn't want anybody to know anything about her. Like, this is somebody who's very secretive, who takes it on their shoulders to carry the entire family, who takes it on their shoulders to carry everybody that they come into contact with. But when it comes to those emotional bonds that are so necessary within the family, does not go out of their way to fix those, does not go out of their way to build those emotional foundational bonds. Instead, it's all built on an illusion to the public or an illusion to the people out in society that everything is together, everything is fine, everything is working, but not wanting to own up to the shadow aspect, not wanting to blend these opposites. And look, we have the Ten of Cups. There's a lot of water energy here for you in this reading. So we do see it's something very emotional. It's like you being honest about your experiences helps other leaders deal with things that they didn't know they could deal with just by learning about you. And so with the Ten of Cups here, we see you're becoming a leader for others. You have this huge cup and you don't even recognize the value just yet of your cup. And I feel like that's what's coming in. The major shift is understanding the power of your story, understanding the power of your experience and how that can help fill up the cup of others by giving them the power back to them, right? Something you had to learn on this journey. Let's see what we've got coming out here. Wow. Yeah, we have the Ten of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. This is the Ten of Swords reverse. And the Four of Wands in the reverse. This is... Okay, so what's shifting is this energy of where you're emotionally exhausted. Just tapped out. Tapped out because of people who cannot show up in an honest way. Like, they are manipulative, they're cold, they're cruel with their words, they give backhanded comments, they try to make you feel guilty about the things for you just being you. Right? That's what, when I see the Queen of Swords in the reverse, this is like someone who just wants you to feel bad based on the way they twist their words. It's like, if I twist my words in a certain way, then I can make pile number one feel so bad about themselves, and I'll feel like I got boss energy. Right? That's what the Queen of Swords in the reverse makes me feel like. This is someone who's very cruel and ruthless with the way they come across. And they do it in such a way that if you're not actually a recipient of those words, or if you're not somebody who has been in that person's life for an amount of time, like, it wouldn't seem that way. This is someone who plays the politics of societal connections, right? Like, they play the politics well, and they go under the radar, right? So we also have Gemini, Libra, and Aries energy out. With the Four of Wands in the reverse here, we see this has affected your love life. And it's not surprising to me as well, because you got the Heart Truth. If you saw the shuffle, the Heart Truth card came out as a collective message on the bottom of the deck here. And we're talking about that self-love, being able to speak our truth, being able to just be who we are in any one given moment without a fear of retribution, right? Or without a fear of being ostracized, without a fear of ridicule. It's like we can just be who we are. But with this, you see, it's almost like someone here, or this could be parents, this could be an ex-lover, this could be family, it could be children, it could be friends, it could be co-workers, it could be a boss, whatever it is. But there was someone here who's trying to desperately hide their own vulnerabilities by making you feel so bad, right? And we see this emotional exhaustions at play here. We see this romantic struggles, broken heart, right? And there's a lot of discrepancies here that are at play, and there's no form of stability. But you see here what has happened is that you've had to learn how to be your own emotional support, and that's why you're helping to lead this group of leaders. Right? It's like they too maybe they have platforms and they look to you for guidance, or maybe you're becoming an influencer, and these are people who have an influence on community as well. It's really what this feels like. This is a very specific message, but this could be in work as well. It's just that maybe you have a boss that everybody feels inspired by, and you're inspiring that boss, right? So take it as it resonates for your situation. But it really feels like you're just helping to lead the leaders, and it's a very strong message coming in. Let's see if we can get some clarifiers out here. Source, can you please clarify the 10 of Swords energy here, please? Thank you. Yeah, we've got the Three of Cups. You're helping others to build emotional stability out of something that was mentally exhausting. So it's like something that's tearing them down mentally, that has them trapped in their head. Because we see here the swords, it's all about being trapped in our mind, right? Not seeing clearly, not being able to move through this, not being able to overcome this. It's this energy of just feeling so trapped, feeling so stuck. And then with the Three of Cups here, you see it's like you had to reconnect with your inner child in such a way that allowed you to celebrate yourself as you were, in spite of these mental setbacks, in spite of this chaos, the monkey mind, if you will, going on within. And you're helping others see that they too can overcome that. So from the 10 of Swords in the reverse, you have energy that is, you've tried it over and over again. It's not working. There's a lot of things that are failing. There's emotional exhaustion that's coming into play here, which can lead to resentment and holding a grudge and wanting to lash out at somebody. And rather than lashing out, it's saying, okay, how can I heal this for myself? Or how can I let this go for myself? And how can I find a sense of emotional freedom upon that? And that's exactly what this feels like here. We have 3 with the number of creativity, and that leads me back to what I was saying with the dice. You maybe are creating something new. You started a new project that's bringing out your inner child and letting you feel creative, and that's what's letting you walk away from this energy. So the major change here is that you made a major shift within your own life. And that major shift is impacting everything in a snowball effect, starting with a very deep childhood wound that's being brought up here. Look, we have the King of Swords. I can't with your reading already. We have the King of Swords clarifying the Queen of Swords, and we have the King of Cups with the Queen of Cups underneath it on the bottom of the deck. This is insane. This is very powerful. That's just it. It's like you decided to stand up for yourself. And it's like, you know what? If you're going to act that way, then I'm going to speak my piece. And that's it. I'm going to take myself over here and take care of myself. The King of Swords is a very interesting energy anyways, because it's someone who can be a very smooth talker. There's also someone who can be very blunt and direct, but with a succinct way, right? Like very succinct. It's like, I'm going to tell you how I feel, but I'm not going to elaborate because there's no need to. I've made my point in this 2-sentence paragraph that I've given you of how I feel. That's it. That's all you need. That's all you need to know. And I feel like here this Queen of Swords energy is like trying to combat that. It's like trying to drag you back in, trying to bring you back in, trying to get you to come back in. And you've just found peace. You're just over here eating your cake and enjoying life. It's like, I'm going to live my best life. Whether you want me to or not, it doesn't matter. I'm going to live my best life. And you've outgrown being treated this way by someone. Like now this person is looking to the future, hoping that someone else will come into your life romantically, or hoping that someone else will come into your life as a friend that will help them break you down. And that's not going to happen. This person has lived their journey to the extent that they'll live it in your life. Like you have grown out of this being manipulated, being driven down emotionally, being held back emotionally. You've grown out of it. You've grown out of it. Good for you, pile one. Like, this is amazing. Can we please clarify the 4 of Wands here, Source? Yeah, the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords really talks about overcoming that negativity, right? Look at this. Look at this. Like if they're going to keep trying to cause this drama, you're going to pick up this butcher's knife and it's like, let's hoe down. Like, let's really go down. I'm not saying you're going to hurt anybody. It's not about that. It's just energetically, this is cutting it off at the snake's head. Like, you're just not going to put up with it anymore. It's like I said what I said. If you can't respect that, then that's not my problem. And it's just a very real feeling here. It's not bending to their will anymore. It's not playing their games anymore. It's not being in this, oh my gosh, like, how are they feeling? Like, oh, I have to walk on eggshells with this person. Like, oh, this person gets hurt by the simplest thing. And then here they go gaslighting me. You're just like, look, I'm just not going to put up with it. This is what you did. I don't like it. It stops now. And they're like, but, and you're like, you don't even say anything. Just put your hand up. No. But, no. But, no. And that's it. And they're over here considering, what can I do? What can I do to bring it back to the way that it was? And there is no going back. The major change here is a shift in the way you see your value, your worth, and in standing up for yourself in a very direct manner. And it's by sharing these experiences that you've gone through with others that helps lead leaders. In other words here on the bottom, like we have the Lover coming out here. And this is making that firm decision. And as you make that decision, the abundance comes to you with the Magician underneath that. This is very powerful. You've chosen to love yourself, right? To not leave yourself locked in this little cage anymore. I'm going to let myself roam free, right? And I'm going to let myself be seen. What did I say? Cutting the snake off at the head, and then we have this snake, and it's wrapped around this woman right here. Look at that. Look at that. It's not even this energy, like, you know that energy, if you can't beat them, join them. Like, it's not even that. It's like, if you can't beat them, then make your own way. Like, that's really what this feels like. And there's this abundance that's falling down on you right now. And the abundance is connecting with others and being this powerful influence in their life with the Magician. It's like, this is something that maybe you prayed for, maybe you didn't. Maybe this is just a byproduct of what you've healed as well. And it's like, of course I've always wanted to help people, but you didn't know the extent of how you would be helping people. And we see that here. We see that that's coming through as a very powerful thing that you did. Okay, what's peeking out? We've got the 2 of Cups and we've got the 6 of Cups. The other thing that's coming to you is love. And this could be romantic love. This very much, the 6 of Cups is a very soulmate, romantic love partnership that's coming in. The 2 of Cups, for me, in the Tarot Marseille, the 2 of Cups is more about friendships, and it can be more platonic, but it can also indicate romantic love. This can also point towards those of you that are trying to manifest your twin flame. This could be coming into spiritual or physical union. Take what resonates with that. So if you're not yet in spiritual union, where you've actually had the union happen, and you'll know what I'm talking about if it's happened to you, then that's what's coming. But if you've had the spiritual union, then it's showing that you're that much closer to physical union. But since these are coming out, I'm going to leave these off to the side over here. Yeah, you can kind of see those. And with the Lover on the bottom, let's get some oracles out and see what comes through for you. And I kind of got an array of oracles today just to kind of touch on different topics, right? So I want to touch on work, I want to touch on love, I want to touch on life, and just general guidance, okay? So I'm not really going to look at the bottom of the decks today just because I have so many oracles and I want to get to as many as I can, okay? Alright, so if it does resonate or if it makes sense in the reading, then we'll talk about it. But let's see what comes through here, Source. What else would you like to say? Thank you. Look, companionship. Yeah, I wasn't going to, and here we have companionship with dog. So already we have one that's bringing up confirmation for the reading in and of itself. So there's some sort of companionship that's changing for you, a big shift here. Something is going to be cleared up for you where you're going to have this clarity coming in, fog veiled. It's like something that was unknown to you or something that was invisible or just not, you weren't able to see it clearly. Like that's going to be all taken care of for you. It's going to clear up for you and you're going to see that clearly. Blessings on the bottom. I feel like this one wants to be out because I feel like that's something that's very true here. And we have effortless with waterfall on underneath that and ancestors, generations. Yeah, so I feel like your ancestors are helping you heal generational woundings and making it an effortless, this is going to be an effortless time that you're going into. Here I said I wasn't going to read the bottoms of the decks. Always. Got some of the incense. Oi! Alright, so maybe please have an angel number for pile number 1, Source. Okay, thank you. 2112 on the bottom, new beginnings, hope, new beginning, fresh start, lifestyle, purpose, and spiritual awakening. Okay, thank you. You want one more of these? What else would you like for pile number 1, Source? Okay. Tempting taste. Indulgence opens a door. Moderation keeps it right. Indulge with care. Enjoy forever. So whatever it was that tempted you, or like that chaos, right? Like that chaos might have been a temptation for you because you wanted to stand up for yourself or you wanted to be heard and seen. And it's like now you're not letting those temptations get the best of you. You're going towards the things that are serving you better, right? So it's like you indulge with care. So I'll let my temptations get me when they're blessings, right? When they're good for me, when it's something that means something to me. And then we have chakra reboot on the bottom. Activate your heart chakra by choosing a new path on your walk and pick a book blindly or picking a book blindly. Reconnect with the power of nature. Okay. So chakra reboot. Maybe you started reading. You could be writing, journaling. You could be dancing, singing, cutting ties. Like cutting ties came out. You need to leave your current position, look for something better, find a job that doesn't mean burning bridges, go with grace. Okay, so this could be you leaving a situation, or this is also referring to that energy that I was saying where you're cutting ties with individuals that just don't see your value and your worth. right? And there's no longer any like holding on to, why don't you see me? Why don't you see me? It's just, look, I'm not going to fight with you anymore. If you don't see me, I'm not going to beg for you to see me. I'm not going to beg for you to understand who I am. We have harmony here with, it's important for you to have a quiet, peaceful work atmosphere in order for you to thrive. Working at home or for yourself is best. So finding harmony in the workplace is necessary for you to thrive. Also, if you can do work from home, that's important for you as well. Yeah, look, we've got drama coming out. Beware of the troublemakers in the workplace. The job you want may have too much upheaval to bear. Keep emotions and gossip in check. And we saw that here with the emotions and gossip. This could also just apply to life in general. It doesn't have to be work, but we do see that this could be work at play here, right? Okay, so I got these new cards. They're called the... can I see it? It's the Blossom deck, I think. They're just flowers. They're beautiful. So it's the Blossoms of Wisdom Oracle cards by Empath Soul. They're absolutely beautiful. What else? Source for pile number 1. Okay, that's the one. Thank you. Okay, on the bottom, we've got Passion Flower with awareness and mystery. Yeah, that third eye energy, right, coming through. The third eye chakra being open up. All right, so let's get some love cards on it. Okay, one more. Okay, thank you. I have some that flipped over, but I'll read them to you in just a minute. We have date on the bottom, courting, dating, anniversary, meetup. So again, confirming that there might be a love interest coming in over here. Let's get a truth oracle. Okay, what truth oracle would you like to come through for pile 1, source? I want one more. Truth oracle for pile number 1. Okay, thank you. We have crown, owner, master, top level. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're going to be a master. You're going to be leading the legions. It's a very unique energy that's coming in here. It's a very unique and powerful energy. And we get 2 life purpose cards here. Thank you. One more. May you please have a life purpose card here, source? Okay, thank you. Yoga on the bottom. Yoga, or your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercising. Maybe you added yoga to your routine. Here I said I wasn't going to read the bottoms. I gave up on that a long time ago. Sometimes source just, I have to go with what I feel. And let's get 2 angel romance cards for this reading. Okay, let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Yeah, so I feel like that's what's going on here. It's like maybe at one point in time you wanted to control the outcome or how things worked out between you and these people or you and this person. And so what major change is coming is you letting go. You're just like stepping back. That's why I said you're setting a boundary and then you're just like stepping back. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And so by being honest with yourself here, your bond with a soulmate deepens, or your bond with yourself deepens. Take it as it resonates. We've got this mentor that came out. Wow, I didn't even know this was what it was. I just saw it flip over and I just kept shuffling. It says, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. And the shadow is inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instruction. And this is what I'm saying. It's like you're taking leaders under your wing, right? You're the one. You have all this wisdom to share and they're ready to hear the wisdom that you have. And so you're passing that on and help refining their character, refining their journey. And they're so grateful to you for it. And I know you're over here like, well, when's somebody going to do that for me? And it's like, you just have that role. It's not like they're going to be leaning on you to be that person for them always. But they do know that just by you being you, you're making huge changes for them in their lives that they would have never had otherwise. And they're not over here trying to get something from you. That's not what they're trying to do. It's just by you being you and them loving you for you, they can't help but obtain your wisdom. And I'm sure they're going to impart their wisdom on you as well. But the message here is that you're going to be a leader of leaders. Like we have addiction, toxic attachment, drugs, alcohol, and obsession. So what's changing is this toxic attachment. Okay, yes, maybe it could have been an addiction. It did not have to be, but it's something that has definitely played a huge role in your life. We have house 10, structure, discipline, life, mission, accomplishments, and career. So this is a part of your life path, okay? This is a part of your North Node energy as well. This is what you're meant to be doing. Your life mission is helping others grow in this beautiful way. But it's like you have so much wisdom to impart that the only people you can impact in such a profound way are people that are ready to hear. Right? When the student's ready, the master appears. Like that's the thing. It's like you're the master. And you might not see that yet. You might not see the value that you bring, but that's something that's going to be made clear to you soon. Like we have intuition, and didn't I say at the beginning, like third eye energy? And here we have Goddess Bastet, and the cat's coming through with intuition. This is something that's coming through very strongly. You're going to be connecting with your third eye here and giving this wisdom to others. This is just something you're meant to do. We have 37 here. We have 10. And 10 coming out again, your life's purpose, your path of purpose. We have 1144, mood swings. Mood swings respect family, constructive outlook, and quality. Focus on your needs and desires and hobbies. Everything is more accessible with a light attitude. You'll be blessed with new opportunities, a new friend, or an addition to your family. Good vibes will speed up the process. So this is that energy, like what I was saying, is coming in. It's like you're focusing your energy on something else that matters deeply for you. And in doing so, you're allowing yourself to rise above and come into a more positive vibration, which is opening up doors for you. Mind your step. Unpredictable situations could lead to falls. Exercise caution and assess risks. So there's no need to rush here, right? This is all about letting things unfold. And as you let things unfold, then you become stronger and more grounded in this new energy. The blossom flower, we have peony. Abundance and elegance is coming into your life. So you are going to be dealing with this in a very elegant manner. Like you're going to be doing this in a very elegant way. And it's going to serve you well. See how pretty these are? They're just absolutely beautiful. Love. Look. Oh my gosh. What did I say at the beginning of your reading? That music is giving you answers and downloads. And we have the music card coming in here. Musician, snake, charmer, music, and our harmony and melody. And we talked about cutting the snake off at the head. We have snake charmer. Exactly. Oh my gosh. I love these confirmations already. Like you're taking care of something at the root of the issue. You're not sitting around and hoping it gets better. Like you're taking action and making a change for yourself. And we have the truth oracle saying independent, free, lead, and initiative. So you that's my neighbor. You're leading people. You're taking this initiative to be independent. So, sorry, it's just such a funny confirmation. We have single, isolation, independent, alone. So independence twice here. Alone, you may very well be single right now, which is why they're saying like, don't give up on love. We're also, that's something that's going to change for you. Look, leadership. Take charge of the situation. Lead. Like, that's what I'm saying. A leader of leaders here. This is a very intense reading. And we have options. Consider the career possibilities that are open to you. We're going to have this balance coming in here, right? This justice as well for you. Feel like things finally evening out. After a long time of hardships, right? Things are finally evening out and you feel this. And maybe you're wondering, what does it pertain to? And it pertains to the fact that you're going to be helping others. You're going to be leading them, right? And I said at the beginning that this symbol reminds me of alchemy. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. You're alchemizing this. Whatever the negative is, you're alchemizing it into a positive experience for yourself. We have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, experience more love in your present moments. This is what you're teaching others. You're teaching others how to forgive and to learn from what it is that they're forgiving. So it's like maybe these are leaders who refuse to forgive certain situations, and they feel like you're helping them see like forgiveness is the only way to free yourself from the debt, to free yourself from the burden of this situation. And that's exactly what you're passing on. And so you have cut something off that was very toxic. You've cut it off. You're not going to be dealing with that anymore. And now you're bringing in this leadership to people who are already leading. This is a beautiful reading. I'm so honored to do this for you, Pile 1. Let's take a look at your dragon card. Let me set this up here. I'll put that like that. Okay. Let's see what this says. We have Earthbound, Pride of the Earthly with number 8. Healing karmic situations in your life. Let's see what this one says. Earthbound. The angel that it is connected to is Arakiel, angel with dominion of the earth. Anchors the energy of the earth dragons. The element is earth, grounds your energy. Have you ever noticed how you feel after spending a day out in nature? Grounded, centered, balanced. There is a presence lingering around you, keeping you anchored to our earth. It is gentle and soothing. It is the work of the earth dragons grounding you to the here and now. The earth dragons assist you in grounding your energy, balancing your emotions, and filling you with a sense of calm and tranquility. They are also called upon following intense spirit or energy work, which can leave you dizzy, distant, and in need of anchoring back into the earth's crystalline energy. When Earthbound appears, you are reminded that you can call upon the Earth Dragon to assist you in grounding your energy to Earth. Simply visualize them flying overhead and spiraling down your body, bringing you back to the present moment, anchored to the Earth's crystalline energy. Take the time today to place your bare feet on the ground, close your eyes, wiggle your toes in the dirt, sand, or grass, and call on the Earth Dragons. Feel them gently envelop you in calming, soothing energy while anchoring you to Earth and grounding you. Stay here as long as you need and then go about your day and thank the Earth Dragons for their service. So you've done a lot of healing, and it's so vital for you to ground your energy now. This is in grounding that you're pulling it down from the crown chakra through the manifestation current and having it manifest in the physical world. And that's why grounding yourself is going to help you out immensely with all this healing that you've done, with all this energy. So as you ground, you'll begin to manifest things that it is that you've asked for a long time. But the thing that's shifting the most here is that you may not see it just yet. You're going to be a leader of leaders, and that's a powerful place to be at. Remember, you're teaching others their own power, and that's a beautiful thing that you have to offer to the world. This is what I see for you here, pile number 1. If you feel like this is your reading, leave the little rainbow emoji down below and say, as I ground my energy, I manifest everything that I have asked for, and I stand in my power being a leader to those who need what I have to offer. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you're to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. Follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on membership. So if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here, but I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this incredible message. And until next time, pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow humans. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of pyrite, or fool's gold, if you will, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what major changes are coming for you. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop to it and find out what major changes are coming for pile number 2, source. What major changes are coming for pile number 2 would you like to share with us today? What major changes are coming for pile number 2? All right, so we've got the South Node, Leo energy, and we've got the 5th house. This is interesting. I feel like there's this energy shifting for you of coming out of the things that you were uncomfortably comfortable with for some time, right? The South Node is our past life baggage, or what we've carried from birth till now, those wounds, the traumas, the hardships that have impacted the way that we've shown up in each and every day and each and every moment of our lives, and for certain major life events, the emotions that were driving that. And with this coming up, we also see anything that's directly connect to past lives. So if you believe in past lives, your reincarnations, if there's anything that you've been carrying for multiple reincarnations, this is you letting that go as well, right? It's no longer playing a part on your journey, and coming into a place of finally finding joy and finally connecting with the truth of your spirit and finally letting yourself be seen. You know, Leos for me are very much like the brave hearts of the zodiac wheel, and I will always stand by that. They're just very brave, and everything they do has a lot of heart behind it and a lot of courage, and they could teach us how to live from that heart space very, very much. And, you know, it's all about, because they're usually very big givers. Like, I haven't met a Leo yet whose love language wasn't gifts. All the Leos I've ever known, they always give gifts. Like, it's just something they do to show appreciation. And while a Leo might not be the most affectionate person up front, when you get to know a Leo, they're very, very fun, and they love to flirt, and they like to stay away from drama, although drama tends to find them. And I feel like that might be the kind of energy that you yourself have experienced in your life. And with the South Node, that might be something that's tied to the South Node. Overgiving, right? Giving way too much of yourself, giving to the wrong people, giving with expectation, giving too much love and not enough love to yourself, connecting with people who are very dramatic, very chaotic, people who don't respect your boundaries, right? People who want to create a lot of dissonance with your journey. And we see here that that's something that you're focusing on greatly. There could also be someone coming in that wants to date you. You know, 5th house is all about dating, new relationships, right? This is also with your hobbies and interests. And so you could be really pouring into a new hobby and interest. And it's that joy that you're finding from connecting with this hobby, with this new interest, with whatever it is it's bringing a lot of passion into your life, but it's helping you to unravel that twisted South Node energy and let it flow and let go. Right? And cutting those cords that are tied to that and no longer being held back by that. There's a lot of self-expression that's about to happen here. And I also feel like with that, there's no more taking unnecessary risks, right? You're learning how to be more playful in life. You're really connecting with that inner child. And this major shift that's happening is you being very brave and knowing that you're already protected. Like, you don't have to fear letting your inner child shine. And I feel like maybe for a long time, like you feared letting your inner child shine because you'd been ridiculed or judged or outcasted because of what you liked and what you thought was good and fun. And it's like people really just gave you a hard time for that. And it's like to let your inner child shine was always something that was very difficult for you along the journey. Well, we see that shifting here. And so the major shift here is literally this stepping over the precipice into the North Node energy, but with a lot of play and with a lot of passion and freedom of expression. And so it's no longer learning these lessons, these South Node lessons, no longer learning them through hard trials that maybe Saturn was bringing, right? Or maybe just that, like learning through the triggers. Sometimes we just have to get through the process of learning through the triggers so that we can come into learning from joy and peace. And there's a lot of this energy of you letting go of the emotional ego and really becoming happy with the process and happy with where you are, and knowing that even if it's not exactly where you wanted to be or where you had pictured yourself being in this moment, it's exactly where you need to be. And there's like a sense of contentment that's coming with that. And so this is a part of the major shift that's happening for you. But let's see what else we can get out with the tarot. I love this energy. This is a really positive energy. Even though we have South Node energy here, it's just you're releasing. You're letting go, right? It's not holding you back anymore. Okay, you've outgrown something here. You're going to be networking with new people. This could be an influx of people coming in to connect with you and the wisdom you have to share. Or like maybe you're getting promoted at work and you'll have a new team underneath you. Or this could be friends that are coming in who see a similar vision like you do. This could be someone you're going to be dating, right? A love interest that's coming in. And if you saw the intro, you saw that we got the heart truth on the bottom of the deck when we shuffled for the collective. And so that could absolutely be something that's coming in collectively is a love interest. If that's something you're looking for, that's not going to resonate with everyone, but if that's something you're looking for is a new love interest. And this could be a soul family, soul tribe, someone that you're going to see, they're going to see you as a mentor. What major changes are coming for pile number 2? What major changes are happening for pile number 2? Oh, okay. Thank you. Source, what major changes are happening for pile number 2? Oh, we've got a lot of dancing cards here today. And when I say that, it's like they're twisting, right? Like they're twisting out like this. They're going like that. Or they're twisting in a weird way, like coming out. Of course, we have the Lover coming out. Yeah, making a decision. Making a decision here. That was not on the bottom of the deck. I actually had the deck face down. Okay, so we've got the 10 of Coins in the reverse on the bottom. And the King of Cups underneath that. So this feeling of being the universe's joke is going away. Like the butt of the joke, right? It's like everything and anything that could happen to you did. And it felt unfair. And it felt like, what did I do to deserve all this? And yet, what maybe you hadn't focused on in that time frame is how you were growing every time something difficult was happening to you. That's why I was saying, like, that feeling of Saturn energy is going away. Maybe your Saturn return has happened. Or this, if you have Saturn in Pisces, like this year and next year are going to be difficult for anybody with Saturn in Pisces and any Pisces placements, which we have Pisces energy here. So it's coming to an end. So I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but this is the next major shift that's happening. But there's a lot of unfair situations that have been at play here. But if you've been working on what we see here with the King of Cups and the upright, your emotional well-being and really connecting with yourself and gaining the wisdom of these lessons, which you might not have focused on what it is that you've gained from them. But this has been difficult. So it's sometimes when it's so hard, when life gets so overwhelming, it's hard to see the positive. Oh my gosh, I learned all these valuable lessons. Like sometimes it's just kind of like, I'm so tired of leaning on what lessons did I learn and how far I've come. Like, when are things going to get better? Like, it's okay. That's so human of us to be so over just focusing on that we've learned these valuable lessons. It gets really old after a while. It's like, I've been on this journey for so long and I'm so freaking tired of these hard lessons. They're not fair. It's not fair. I see other people who are succeeding. I see other people who are getting what they asked for. I see other people who are manifesting at the drop of a hat. And yet here I am doing everything within my power to do so. And it feels like I'm not getting anywhere. But you are. And that's the first thing that Source wants to say. It's like you're coming out of this energy of learning through the tough love of Saturn, right? Through the tough love of those lessons. And now, because you've learned so much wisdom, you're going to be able to go through these hard situations without being affected by them like you once were. Where it's like, now you're going to be like, wow, I really have learned so much. Like, I'm no longer attached to the outcome here. I'm no longer attached to what is happening over here. I'm no longer attached to this, or I'm no longer really triggered by that. When I know last year, man, that really triggered me. It's like something that you're really going to be seeing. It's going to be palpable, right? You're going to feel it and notice it right away. And that's what major change is coming here for you. It's like things are going to be a lot easier and you're going to have a lot more fun because of the decisions you've made leading up to this point, right? So we have the Five of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. Wow, we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse, and we have the Six of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, this is this energy. Taking action because of things you thought you weren't doing right. Right? Like, it's like I was taking action, or I felt like my intuition led me to doing this, or I felt like my intuition led me here, or I felt like my guides were leading me here, and it was all wrong. It was all wrong. Like, but I don't want to be mad at them because they put me in this situation, but I can't help but be angry at them because they put me in this situation because it didn't turn out the way I thought it was going to, because there was never an answer as to how things are going to turn out. Like, when you get guided to do something, like just recently I got this impression. I had to go to a certain place and I kept feeling love, like a relationship. And I was like, okay, like I'll just go and I'll see what it is that you're leading me to, right? And so I went and all these synchronicities lined up. And then all of a sudden I was like, okay, I'm just crazy. Like, I thought this was a relationship. I thought you were telling me love was coming in. Like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? And the synchronicities were insane. Like, they just kept happening. And I just thought I was like, okay, this is just Source wanting to talk to me. Like, this is just my guides wanting to talk to me. But then when I left, they made me go down a certain road that I'd never been down before. And then all of a sudden my twin flame's name started coming up, and he doesn't have a really popular name. It's not like he's named John or something like that. Like, he doesn't have a common name, but it kept coming up. And I was like, okay, this is, and I'm not saying that I'm coming into union with my twin flame. What I'm telling you is, like, they were impressing upon me to go here because of love. Do you see what I'm saying? And so it was just a reminder for me of where I was doing. And I understand what it means now. But it's like at the moment, I just kind of had to roll my eyes. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. Like, so I wasn't wrong on the impressions I was getting. It just didn't exactly happen the way that my emotional ego thought that it would. Right? And that's what they're trying to show you. And so it's like, there's a lot of resentment here where it's like, I don't want to change because of that. Right? And it's creating a lot of fears and anxiety around these intuitive nudges, around this guidance that you're receiving, because things just don't seem fair, right? Like, is that really fair to get nudged to go over there like, hey, you're going to find love, and you get so excited. You're like, finally, it's coming. Like, all right. And you go, and it's just more signs and synchronicities, and you're like, okay, you know, it doesn't feel that exciting, but then it makes sense, and you're like, okay, I understand, like I'm exactly where I need to be on my journey, and you're trying to show me that, like you're trying to give me that leg up. And so I feel like for you, Source is trying to give you that right now. Like, don't fall back into that being so mad because things haven't worked out, that it gives you that stubborn edge, right? And that egotistical edge here. This is Leo energy, but in the reverse, it can go back to that emotional ego ruling. And then the Sagittarius with that, I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to be lazy about it. I'm just going to like pilfer this all away and not worry about it anymore. And I don't want to rock the boat anymore because it's just exhausting, right? But what's shifting for you is understanding that all of this has led to this moment of gaining wisdom, that you were the one that was so strong emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, to go through all of these things, right? You have you have the action, so the actions you take, the mindset that you have, the physical world that you're dealing with, and the emotional world, but it's your emotional mastery that's really leading you places here and overcoming the fear of the mind. Because the fear was what was driving the actions. Like we see fear-based actions here with the Eight of Wands in the reverse. You see that at its base. It's just fear-based action. But here you see with the Eight of Swords coming out in the reverse, that it's all the anxiety that you're thinking about that's creating those fear-based actions, which creates that stubborn energy. And that's okay. Like there's no reason to beat yourself up here. That's not what Source is bringing this up for. They're just trying to show you the story as to what's shifting for you. It's like you're no longer going to be taking action based on this mental fear, whatever this was tied to, whether this was tied to trauma, to betrayals, to hurt, to suffering, whatever this was tied to, this is no longer controlling you. And that's the shift. And the shift is now coming into a place of emotional abundance, right? Emotional stability, seeing a truth for yourself, and having a one-track mind towards your goals and dreams, and not worrying about the unfair circumstances outside of yourself with this 10 of coins in the reverse that are outside of our control. So there's a level of detachment that's happening here where it's like you're detaching from the chaos that is outside of us that we can't control any longer, and instead you're focusing on the positive. So it's like when Source is bringing you a sign, instead of being like, you've already given me the sign, you're like, thank you for the sign. This is confirming exactly what I'm feeling. Like this is exactly what I needed in this moment. There's a shift in perception and how you're viewing things before you. Let's get some clarifiers out here. Source, will you please clarify the Five of Wands energy? Okay. Please clarify the Eight of Wands energy here. Thank you. Please clarify the Six of Swords energy. Okay, thank you. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Pope. It's your commitment. Your commitment is bringing you into this purity place, this place of cleansing, this place of inner understanding of your journey, and being at peace with the process that is before you. It's no longer fighting against it, but understanding that everything that you've been through is but a building block to getting you to where you need to go. We see here being able to heal the inner child. We see here also being able to help others in a very clear way. We have the Chariot underneath that, healing the inner child, making emotion here, blending the light and the dark aspects, having a spiritual victory, overcoming things, and the 10 of coins in the upright, and thus learning through a place of joy. Now getting off the merry-go-round, that is the 10 of coins in the reverse. Getting off of that and saying it's my turn to learn through a different way of seeing this. I don't have to see this the way that I saw it any longer. Right? We have hangman energy with the 7 and the 5. Hangman energy. Again, changing your perspective. How you see this. We have the Fool on the bottom, and what was that? And the Ace of Cups. So possible love interest, but overall taking a risk here, taking a chance to love yourself. Forgetting about everything outside of you. You see this? This is like looking at yourself in multiple ways. Saying, what is it that this is trying to bring to me? What is this leaving me with? What wisdom am I gaining from this? But this is emotional wisdom to overcome your own shadow side, right? To integrate that. It's not like we're trying to beat our shadow side. Like it's not, but we're trying to integrate that so that we can glide through life feeling whole. We have the 6 of Swords coming out, clarifying the 5 of Wands in the reverse. So it's like, again, this idea, a part of you that felt lost and gone to some sort of death in your life, right? Something that was very sad and something that was very difficult to go through. It's like, I'll never get that back again. And yet you found it. This is a level of wholeness coming in. So you're going through a spiritual awakening here, but it's helping to bring you back to a whole being. And it's through experiencing the emotions and experiencing the hard times that's helping you to connect with that whole self. Wow, we've got the Hangman here coming out. I said I was like, we've got the energy on the bottom of the deck, and we've got it in the reading. What is it? It's changing how you see the actions you're taking. Like, are these fear-based actions? Are these actions based in love? Are they based in worry, or are they based in strength and courage, right? Having a newfound courage. So it's like looking at yourself on a very deep level, connecting with that inner child and asking the inner child you, are we doing this because we're afraid of something? And if the answer is yes, what are we afraid of? And let's unpack that and let's understand that together. We're here together, right? I'm not going to leave you anymore. We're not in a bad situation anymore. There's been a lot of unfair things that have happened to us, but now I'm strong enough to take care of us. And that's all that matters. And that's all that's ever mattered, but now you really know that. And the 7 of Cups, you're learning how to set very strong emotional boundaries. You're not letting people just step on your boundaries anymore. You're not just letting people step on your heart anymore. It's like being very clear and very cautious about who you invite in to your energy. Right? This is no more about just letting anybody in willy-nilly. This is literally like, you'll be my friend when we pass this place of building trust, or like we'll build this connection. It's like, I'm going to take my sweet time building this connection. And if they get impatient with it, then I know that they never wanted to truly be my friend. But I'm willing to take the time now because I see both sides of myself. I see where I've just given in to what people have said and let that be the truth of me, or I've given in to what people have acted like and I let that be a death of me, right? Because sometimes when we get so caught up in the anger, we get so caught up in the actions that follow that anger, and that can be considered a death of self, right? Letting go of oneself, feeling fragmented, if you will. And that's what it feels like. And so all those parts of you that you see as separate, they're coming back together. And in coming back together, you're finding this place of growth where you're truly letting go of the cycles and setting very solid boundaries in your life. So let's get some oracles out. And as I said to pile 1, I've got a ton of oracle decks today. I was just called to use all these for some reason. Way more than I usually do. So We're going to try and get through these as best as we can. I may or may not read the bottom of the deck, so we'll see what happens. All right, so already we're starting off. We've got opposition, imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. This is a power struggle between your spirit and your emotional ego. But again, the spirit doesn't really battle in that sense, right? But when we make a decision to become our more enlightened selves, it does feel like a battle, and it does feel very unfair, and it feels very unbalanced, and it feels like, oh my gosh, like everything in the world is happening to me right now. And that's okay. It's just a part of the process. Right? Didn't I say you were coming into a place of purity? We have maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. And we have the shadow attribute is fear of intimate union. That's why I was saying, like, maybe there's a fear here of connecting with people, but now you're saying, okay, it's my right to take things slowly. It's my right to take things as they come. Okay, let's see. Oh, excuse me. Staying grounded is important. As below, so above. As within, so without. Right? So you're healing the inner workings of your soul so that you're blossoming in the outside world. And staying vigilant to the journey. Staying true to the path. What's an angel number for this reading, source? Okay, thank you. We have 0440 on the bottom with prosperity, achievement, success, striving forward, go-getters, courage, and luck. Significant events are in the cards for you. You will progress your endeavors and gain a new experiences. The right people and resources will be put on your path. An excellent proposal or change is coming. You're destined for greatness. Yeah, so... And then this flipped out as I finished. We have contours of dreams. Shape your dreams with the clay of your actions. Today's efforts sculpt tomorrow's achievements. And didn't I say that? It's like you made a decision and realizing that the actions of the past are making a difference on your journey and have sculpted you into who you are today. It's like been a long time. It's been a long journey, but there's no longer this energy of like feeling overwhelmed by the journey. Rather, it's being inspired by the journey. We have reflection. The mirror shows not the whole, but a fraction. The true self lies beneath the surface. Dig deeper to discover your hidden self. That's the exact energy that I feel with this reading. It's like you're learning who you are at the core. And it's a fraction of self. And I was saying that fragmented self here. On the bottom, we relax. A spontaneous getaway will recharge your energy and renew your spirit. Take the trip, renew your essence. You may need to get away, right? Sometimes getting away helps us to integrate these powerful energies and healing that we've done over time. So we're going to look at romance and career as well within this and see what comes through, if anything. We have expression. Let me get one more of these, source. For pile number 2. Okay, I guess you're going to get 2 more. We have short term on the bottom. The position is temporary, so don't be too attached to it. No worries, you'll find something that's even more fulfilling and prosperous. Okay, so we've got expression coming out. You need work that lets you express your creative self. You will do good at or well at writing, blogging, or a career in communication. We have that self-expression. There's a new sense of self-expression that's coming through, and this confirms that opportunity. Doors are opening up for you. You just have to change jobs, start a business, or invest in a new venture. Just do it. You have the chance to change. Sorry. Make it work. You have the tools you need to succeed, but you have to put in the effort. You excel at working with your hands and fixing problems. Yeah, so it's like you're making things work now. Like you're no longer seeing them as obstacles, but rather as opportunities to put the puzzle in place, right? The pieces in place. Seeing it as building yourself up from the ground. And I got this new deck. It's called the Blossoms of Wisdom Oracle Cards by Earth's Soul. Earth's Empath Soul. They're absolutely beautiful. These are just flowers and they have a message with them. So On the bottom we have monk's hood with mystery and protection. See how pretty they are? They're so pretty. All right, let's see what else comes out here. Source, let me get 2 of these cards for pile number 2. Thank you. Okay, I guess those are coming out. All right, thank you. On the bottom here, we have mask, hidden motive, conceal, disguise, and lying. And I feel like you're putting down your own mask, right? The mask of what it actually took for you to get to this place that you're in. And sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves. You know, it's easy to see the masks that other people are wearing, but sometimes it's really difficult for us to make out our own masks. And I feel like that's a part of this process for you, was letting down your own mask that was trying to make it a much more difficult process than it needed to be. We have encounter, meeting by chance, love at first sight, and a crush. Okay, so, and the snow here could be very meaningful for you as well. Very significant, right? But there could be a crush that's coming in. May I please have 2 of these? Whoa, okay. Thank you. Right off the bat. Oh, I guess you're getting a lot more than 2. I'm just going to put it there. It really looked like 2. We have just at the bottom. Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. Okay, so there's a sense of you helping others in your career and in life. Okay, thank you. May you please have 1 more of these? Whoa, okay. Wedding. Oh. The situation involves marriage. So definitely commitment. And I feel like the commitment too also goes back to the Pope being on the bottom of the deck. And we're looking at that. There's a lot of committing to yourself here, committing to your dreams, committing to what it is that you want to become. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. This is that energy that I was getting earlier where it's like, oh, my guides are guiding me to go over here, but what does this have to do with anything? Or it's just another confirmation that I've already gotten, and I've already had that confirmation. And this is just, I feel like I'm taking the wrong steps. But anything that's worth having is going to take great effort. Right? It's just going to take that. So you have to take that to get to where you're going. And I know this is on the Romance Angels deck, but that's that energy, making the effort. And I feel like you're realizing you made the effort. And it's like where maybe you were really frustrated with the process at some point in time. Like that's the shift. You're no longer going to be frustrated by this process. Look at this stack of Oracle cards. I mean, that's massive. Okay. Let's go. We have water, spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. So we're talking about your intuition is growing here. Okay. And that's a part of this process with connecting with yourself spiritually. And even though it's been difficult, you're making strides and definitely connecting with a deeper part of yourself. The archetype. We have this servant with the light as the light and serving others with a free and loving heart. The shadow is using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward in life. And I feel like this is also spiritual currency as well. Feeling like maybe I didn't have enough spiritual currency, and so there was like a stop to things progressing, and not realizing that the whole time, even though there were a lot of unfair situations at play, you were actually gaining the spiritual wisdom you needed, which is that currency. Stability with number 8 and sea turtle here again with the inner child. There's a lot of things that slowed down for you in life in order for you to reconnect with your inner child, but it's your inner child that's actually going to help you free yourself from these hard situations. And maybe that's it. You weren't expressing yourself to your fullness because there was a lot of hardships that were going on around you, a lot of people who are making life very difficult. And it's like sometimes we get so stuck focusing on those difficult situations that we forget that really the only thing that we can do is take care of ourselves. And so it's like becoming really drawn into that drama, again, that drama coming through, right? And forgetting that I have to take care of myself right now. Like, and I have to let that go. And we had, I guess it wasn't. Okay. Yeah. And that energy is just really, truly focusing on the inner child to come out of that South Node energy. And remember, that's a part of the past. That's what you were uncomfortably comfortable with is, you know, trying to get control over those cycles or trying to get involved in those cycles or whatever it was, that's a part of the South Node. There's no reason to beat yourself up. There's no reason to be like, oh, I can't believe this is triggering me or whatever, right? Although it might trigger you, but it's also coming into that place of like, that's my South Node. I get to leave that behind. Ebb and flow. We're trying to bring you into this place of going with the flow. No longer feeling burdened by whatever it is that's happened in life. No longer feeling burdened by those hardships, those unfair situations. 101, new beginnings. New beginnings, personal development, prioritizing creativity. And I say there's some sort of creative expression coming through here. A new phase in a religious or spiritual quest. You're going through a spiritual awakening. Didn't I say that earlier too? Which can free the light, a light in the dark night of the soul. Feel like a light. Oh, hold on. Let me try that again. You're going through a spiritual awakening, which can feel like the dark night of the soul. You're on the path to enlightenment, and this too shall pass. Yeah, so you're coming out of this darkness. You're coming out of that dark night of the soul energy. Okay, and we've got morning glory, a fresh start with joy. Now you're on the path to learning through joy. That's part of the experience for you. And then we have thistle, look, defensive and strength. Yeah, so there's been a lot of thorny things that have happened to you, and you've learned how to defend yourself, and you've learned how to gather the strength here. And it hasn't been pretty, but it's turned you into something amazing. And to honor that and to own that. So let's see what kind of love energy is coming in. So we have breakup, walking away, ending, separation, it's over. So there could have been a really bad breakup, or that's what led this energy to healing, was going through a massive breakup, something that was really bad, something that was really harrowing. We have between the lines, hidden meaning, vague, speculate, and implicit. And this is that energy I was saying too, where it's like those confirmations that you're reading. It's like the hidden meaning, like what does it all mean? So it's like reading between the lines, because there's sometimes a lot of vague energy. It's not like Source is trying to be vague, but it's like we're human, right? And we don't get it all the time. And so we're just trying to put our own spin on it, and we're not seeing the truth of the situation. So we speculate and we assume we know, and Source is like, well, that's kind of what I was trying to lead you towards, but we're kind of like way off base too. So I'll try again. And that's why we get those repeat messages. Third party. Interference, cheating, competition, and mistress. So someone could have cheated on you, and I'm so sorry you had to experience something like that. So love is definitely, does not feel like for you, pile 2, like a main focus. It's not like a main thing for your shift moving forward. But what I do see here is that you're shifting in a way where it's like no longer learning from suffering. Key people, core of the problem, and pass. Yeah, you passed the test. You've been given the key. This is where your freedom lies. Miracle. Dreams come true and get what you want. So you've got a lot of things coming in for you that are really, really beautiful. And it comes from that place of self-expression. So you got a lot of these life purpose cards. Like we have freedom. You're free to do what you choose. Didn't I say that? You're setting yourself free with the key here. Wow. Already? Already. We have counseling. You heal with kind words, wise advice, and an empathic ear. So you're going to be healing others. Time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. What do you really want from life? And it's okay if it's different than what you thought it would be. What are you feeling drawn to? Like, go towards that, right? Be honest with yourself. Like, we have spiritual teacher. You heal with your classes, sessions, and seminars. Like, you're going to be healing people through counseling, through spirituality, whatever it is that you're drawn to here. But I do feel like this is a main thing where you're going to be healing others' hearts. Like, it's probably why you're not looking for love right now, because you're learning how to really love yourself. We have worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And I feel like this is the lesson that you're learning for yourself. That they're not worth waiting for. I mean, where they are, like the people or the person that you want in your life, but you're learning that you're the one that's worth waiting for. You're worth waiting for you. And that's what you're learning. And I feel like that's why we have waiting here with commitment. And if you're really interested in love and this isn't resonating with you, then it might be a different pile that resonates with you in the love part of it. But I feel like for you, pile 2, just love was never like, it's like you've been hurt too much when it comes to love. And it's like, this is just that thing. Like, you know, even if you're on a twin flame journey, you're just like, that's nice, that's fine, whatever. I'm doing what I need to do. But right now, I'm just not really interested in the love aspect of it. I just want to take care of me. I want to go and conquer my dreams and then live my life. And that's exactly what you're doing. So let's take a look at your dragon card. You determined with number 10 here, pride of the earthly. Pile 1 got a pride of the earthly too. Okay, so this says the angel is Tabriz, angel of self-determination and promote self-actualization. That's the same energy that I've been getting this whole time. Like you're realizing about yourself. You're actualizing how you act. That's what it's self-awareness. This is complete and utter self-awareness. The element is earth and fire assist you in executing grounded action. Tall and proud, this blue dragon stands with its golden crest glistening under the bright sky and its wings held high to help in balance when traveling. Although this dragon can fly, it chooses instead to walk the earth with us by our side. The you-determined dragon appears to implore you to dig deep and have the sheer determined might to be you. Yes, you, the person you agreed to be before you incarnated on this amazing earth. Remember back to when you were a child. I'm done reading right there. Because I was just going to say, remember when I said when you were, it was like now you're feeling free to let your inner child shine. And that's something that's coming through here. Who or what did you want to be when you grew up? Are you that person today? If not, why not? This dragon stops and asks you this. Who are you? What are you capable of doing in this life? What have you been putting off for too long because you or someone else talked you out of it? Close your eyes and see the answer. Once it's firmly in your mind, use this dragon's energy and call upon its strength. Forget all your excuses and just go for it, each and every day. The you-determined dragon speaks to you now, encouraging you to prove to yourself and only to yourself that you can be that person your younger self dreamed of being. You can be the best version of you always in all areas of your life. This dragon is not giving up on you, so neither should you. Oh, I love that message. And that's so synchronistic with this message. It's just you becoming the most empowered version of yourself by letting go of this fear that was driving you, right? The fear of taking those actions based on fear, right? And you're letting that go and finding a way to carve your dreams into reality. And it's so important that you are supposed to be doing pile 2, whatever it was you dreamed of doing as a child. And that's what leads you into these places of being a teacher, a counselor, helping others to find freedom by helping yourself to find your freedom. And the core of the problem is healing those emotional childhood wounds. We got so many synchronicities about your inner child, right? I think you said that with this and the chariot here. Like this is all about you healing your inner childhood wounds. That's what big shift is coming. You're healing that childhood wound and you're realizing that it's okay for you to go towards the dreams you had when you were a child. It's even here. I mean, it's all over your reading. It's everywhere. And this is so powerful for you. I love this message for you, pile number 2. If you feel like this is your message, leave the little heart hands emoji like this down below and say, I choose to let my inner child run free and ground their dreams into this reality because I deserve to be seen as that beautiful, magnetic, incredible soul that I am. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here, but I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides, all for coming together to give us this powerful message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful feather, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what major changes are coming for you. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anyone new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. I do have a channeled message for you. I actually had to start this video over. Just couldn't get the intro out. I was just stumbling over myself and everything was just not making any sense. And so I had to start over. But beforehand, I kept getting the serpent, cut off the serpent. And that was a message that we got in another reading today, but this one was very interesting because this was like cutting off the serpent that resides within us. And so it's like talking about not letting that inner voice, that inner doubt get the best of you. Like, don't let the inner perfectionist keep you from showing up. You know, like that, like I had to start over, but sometimes when you have to start over, like you just give up because you feel like you put so much work into it that it was overwhelming. Like I can't get back into it. And so I feel like the change, the shift that's happening is you no longer letting that inner voice that is like your inner judge get the best of you or get one over on you. Like you're actually saying, you know what, I'm strong enough to do this now. I don't have to be perfect. No one ever wanted me to be perfect. This was just a belief that we thought or that we adhered to that was just, it was irrational or it was an illusion, whatever it is. Like you're basically telling that inner voice, that inner judge, no. You don't get to run the show. I'm running the show. And that's one of the major shifts that's coming here. And it was talking about the inner snake. So maybe you were very vicious to yourself or very sneaky about how you talk to yourself and really put yourself down. And you're becoming entirely aware of those moments. And when they come up, you're immediately giving yourself compassion. You're immediately giving yourself love. You're immediately handling it on the spot. You're not just letting it go and grow, right? Like you're taking care of it, cutting the head off the snake, right? Like that's what you're doing. So while this was in another message, cutting the head off the snake, for you, it's an entirely different type of energy than it was another pile. But if you were, as always, if you're drawn to multiple piles, you're more than welcome to watch them. It's never a requirement. And for anybody that watches all 3 piles, leave the purple heart down below, for that is always designated for those of you that stay with me for the entire reading. You can say I made it as well. And I really do appreciate you. With that, let's go ahead and hop to your reading and find out what major changes are coming for pile number 3, source. What would you like to say? What major changes are coming for pile number 3? What would you like to bring forth? What major changes are coming for pile number 3, source? I feel like this has shifted just a tad. I'm going to move you up a tiny bit here. There we go. We're going to focus. Okay. So we've got the 7th house Taurus energy and Pluto. And I was just going to say, as I was shuffling, I got the sensation that it was about relationships too. Like you're feeling like you're not ever going to fall in love, or you're not ever going to get your soul tribe. Like you're always going to be alone. And I love that the 7th house came out, because that was just a feeling I kept getting as I was shuffling, or as I was shaking the dice. And so I feel like that's definitely a channel message coming through for you, is talking about this, that you are changing, you're transforming so much, and that is bringing you up to a much higher vibration. And in order for Source to meet you at that vibration, right, with people who are at that vibration, it might take some time, and there might be this time of being alone and being in solitude, and it's like wishing and hoping for others to come in, and wishing and hoping for that grand love of our life. And whatever it is, it's like you have interpersonal relationships, business relationships, romantic relationships. We can also be talking about marriage, someone divorcing here, letting go of an old relationship so that you can come into contact with soul family. Whatever the case may be, just know that there is something in the works, and the major shift that's coming for you has to do with your relationships. Okay, with your connections, with 7th house energies here, and that you are this loyal person, that you are very grounded, and that you are very healing presence, and that you're there when people need you, but you're also learning the very important lesson of being there for yourself. Like I said with the channel message that came in earlier about cutting the head off the snake, like you're being there for yourself. And because of that, you're raising your vibration, which is helping you to magnetize the people who are meant to be in your energy, the people who are meant to be here with you on the journey. You have a lot of drive, tenacity. You're very secure in who you are. You're an incredibly reliable person. You have a lot of patience. I feel like your patience is just getting worn thin, right? It's like no matter how patient you are, there's always a point where people are just like, I can't. Like, I'm done with the patience. I'm done with it. I have been patient beyond patient beyond patient. And you're still asking me to be patient. And I've just reached my end. And I feel like there's moments where it's just grounding yourself that really matter, right? It's okay to reach the end of your patience, but not staying there, right? Like feeling the truth of that, which is this is a very human moment that I'm having. Like I'm getting frustrated with things, but I choose not to stay here. I choose to move past this, and feel like you've been doing a really great job at doing that. And even though things have been difficult, like you have found the strength to transform. You have found the strength to grow. You have found the strength to let go of the shadow, the things that are taboo, the things that are scary, even those deep-rooted fears, right? Those deep emotions, and receiving that healing that you've wanted or needed or asked for this entire time. You're absolutely receiving that, and the shift is coming in the way of who's in your life. I feel like that's definitely a huge collective thing right now. It's like, who's in our life? Like, we're letting go of relationships that aren't serving us. We're trying to let go of people who are toxic for us, or who aren't on the same vibrational journey as us, and not feeling like we're doing something wrong to people who we thought we held loyalties to, and realizing that sometimes length doesn't equal loyalty. And I actually posted something about that today on the community tab. It's like when you ask the universe to go to the next level, don't be surprised when the source starts like taking people out of your life. I think that was the quote. If you find it, it's like a light colored like cloud background with the moon and with a rainbow behind it. And then if you read what I wrote above that quote, it goes into further information about that. It's absolutely not required, but it's something that if you'd like to check it out, definitely take some time to read that. And you'll find everything on my community tab is very much geared towards those positive messages and stuff. And I'll always update you guys should there be any changes with the community tab as well. So you'll find information there if you're looking for it. But I do feel like it's just like you're letting go of things, and it's like you're seeing that people are leaving your life, or you're realizing that like you don't want to invite certain people back in because they didn't have any respect for your boundaries, or they still don't have respect for your boundaries, right? Like maybe people from the past have come back in and they just expected that you were going to show up the same way. And maybe that's made you feel very inadequate. Like, why are all the people from my past coming in? And that's actually a great indication that you're moving beyond cycles, right? Like you're letting cycles go. And that's interesting because they show up in such weird ways when they come in from the past. And this is just showing you how much you've healed and how much you've faced those fears. Maybe fears of abandonment, maybe fear of not being good enough, maybe fear of death, maybe fear of poverty, whatever fear was that was coming through that was weighing on your connections or making you act a certain way in your connections so that you connected with people who mirrored that back to you in this reality, right? Because they're definitely a huge mirror to us as we go. You're letting that go, and there's like a sense of finality here with something from the past. That's the shift. So Source, what is the major shift for pile number 3? Thank you. We've got the 6 of Swords flipping over here. What is the major shift for pile number 3, Source? Okay, thank you. All right, on the bottom of the deck, yeah, we have the Sun in the reverse. Feeling hopeless because of feeling stuck in a situation. That's that feeling I was getting here with the 6 of Swords coming out. It's like there's a change, but now you're rocking the boat, and rocking the boat is very uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good, right? And so it's like this feeling of fear. Do I stop rocking the boat, or do I keep on with this journey and know that it's going to take me somewhere? But with the Sun, look, the Sun on the bottom in the reverse, we have the Hermit, and we have the Page of Coins here. New opportunities will come based on the seeds that you planted from the past by looking into those emotions that make you feel stuck. Are you really stuck, or is being stuck the illusion? And we see here with the Sun, it's a great depiction of how much it is an illusion. You know, these 2 kids on the front here, and it's like there's this wall. Is that wall really keeping them in? Because really all they have to do is step on the other side, right? They're not really being held back. It's just this emotion that's so overwhelming that's keeping the light from coming in. It's literally the shadow that's overwhelming you at this moment. And that's that vicious, venomous snake that's saying all these things. Oh, you're not worthy of love, or oh, you're not worthy of having the people in your life that you need. You're not worthy of having the support that you're asking for. Those are things that you've convinced yourself of because others have played those roles in your life and cemented that belief into you. And so it's like, as that continues to come up, what the shift is you're no longer letting this be center stage. You're shining a light right on it. You're saying, okay, hold up. I've gained a lot of understanding of who I am on this journey. And I've opened my heart, and I've learned a lot of truths about myself, and I've learned a lot about my angers and my fears and my shortcomings and my regrets and my joys and all those things. And I'm not going to let this thing hold me back. I'm not going to let this fear be the reason I don't move forward anymore. And so we see here with Pluto, you are facing these fears, and that's the major shift that's happening. And while that might not seem like a big deal, it really is, because you're going to feel a lot more free, and then you're going to start seeing people coming in. There's always been this fear, I think, on you that I don't want to have to start over. Yeah. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah, I don't want to have to start over. And that's why it's like, I don't want to rock this boat, because I feel like if I fall out of the boat, the mind games, right? The twisted mind chatter that's coming through, then I'm going to have to start over from scratch. And it creates a lot of unease within the body and within the self. And it creates a lot more of that mind chatter. And these feelings of, I heard distraught, like being distraught, internally distraught, not showing that to people, not showing that to others, because it's like, who am I going to show it to? Who's going to care? There's actually a lot more people out there who care about you than you might know. But I can understand that wanting to be shut off because of this fear that's playing a part here. It's like, don't want to have to begin again. It's like I'm losing so many people, and I feel like I have to begin again. And it's like, to build a friendship means to start over. And it's like, maybe the friendships that you had before were never actually built. Maybe they were just assumed friendships. And so really, are you starting over? Or are you doing something new and different? Because to me, it feels like you're doing something new and different, but it's just a matter of how you choose to look at it. And that's what it feels like for you, Pile 3, is you're choosing to look at this from a different way. And it's like, wow, my inner voice really got me up into a lot of trouble and turmoil and creating excuses and creating situations that I didn't want to be in. But we see here that you're overcoming these, the negativity, the anger, the fear, the worry, the hurt, the suffering from the past. You're overcoming that. And with overcoming that, that's what's giving you the courage and the strength to shine a light on this sun in reverse energy, where the illusion is that you're captured or you're stuck or that you're hemmed in, like there's no way out. You're realizing that all you have to do is choose a different direction for yourself. And in that choice, you begin to see things from a new light, from a very unique light as well. You could have Aquarius in the 5th or 6th house. You could have Aquarius sun. You could have Aquarius in the 9th house as well. You could have the 9th house in Uranus. Yeah, okay. So that's what they're saying here. Also Leo in the 5th house. Okay. So, and if that's not resonating with you, that's just a very specific message for someone who needed to hear that. It doesn't mean that this isn't for you, okay? Just extra confirmation for someone. We see here that you're growing and you're getting this clarity. It's going to come in very soon, and the major shift happens right after you receive this clarity. It's like understanding just how badly you'd been making yourself feel. And there's no reason to beat yourself up, because this is just a product of all the things that you've learned from people out there and the way that they've treated you. Now your inner voice is like such a punk, right? Like our inner voice is such a punk because it chooses to act in a way that it thinks other people are treating us, or that it sees other people treating us as, and it becomes an embodiment of that within us. And so we have to be vigilant and really not let it get the best of us, but sometimes it does, and there's no reason to be judging yourself even further. You've already done that enough, right? We don't need to add fuel to the fire here. It's just really coming into an awareness is what's happening here. This is a very clear awareness of what patterns have been in your relationships, what patterns have come as a result of the way that you've thought of yourself, what patterns have been continuing throughout your adult life from your childhood trauma. You're recognizing a lot of different things here, and I feel like you're seeing yourself through eyes of love for maybe the first time in your life. Wow, we have the moon coming out. Yeah. And this is something that's been hidden from you, like and it could be the mother wound. You have the mother wound, the father wound coming out as well. But I feel like there's also this energy of learning how to see the unknown as an opportunity to explore something further within yourself. And that's been a great fear of yours, but going into that, you've actually unearthed a lot of those inner emotions, and you've understood yourself in a way that you hadn't before. And it's like understanding that, like, wow, I was really mean to myself, saying I didn't deserve any loving relationships, but all my life, all I've ever known are toxic relationships. So how could I ever know what a loving relationship is if all I've ever known and learned from are toxic people? So it's like I don't want to call it blame, but I guess the easiest way to put it is putting blame where blame is due, right? It's not saying it's your fault. It's just saying, like, being realistic about it, not putting rose-colored glasses on anymore, not saying that you're the one assuming all the fault for this any longer. I feel like that's something that's been really hard for you, because it's like, it's so much easier putting the blame on yourself than it is to see people in a less than perfect light. But you're seeing yourself as in a less than perfect light. And how is that fair when other people may be coming at you in an unhealed way, you know? So it's like, here you are trying to heal, but people are still gaslighting you, or people are still manipulating you, or people are still doing these things, and you're trying to heal, but you're still saying, oh no, they're good people, like they're amazing people. Okay, yes, they are good people, they're amazing people, but they're not healed. And being unhealed puts us into an even further toxic situation. So instead of putting the rainbow of blessings on this person and saying they're so amazing, you're taking off the rose-colored glasses and seeing it for what it is. The good and the bad. It's not good or bad to see this person as they are. It's just simply as it is. And knowing that it's simply as it is, it's like, I can't change this person, but neither should I take on the role within myself that this person is trying to put on my shoulders. Okay? Like, that's exactly what it feels like here. I really hope that made sense. It's a lot that came through all of a sudden. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, yeah. Look at this. We have the Two of Wands. Look, looking at self. You're healing yourself now. You're seeing the role you play. It's not about everyone else. And through seeing the role that you play, you're seeing the opportunities. You're seeing like, oh, like, wow, I've really like put this on myself that I had to be extra vigilant here. I had to help people out with this, or I had to take on this burden over here. And you're starting to take off these masks and these clothes and these burdens that have been put on you for a long, long time, holding you back and holding you down. And there's a sense of freedom and a sense of peace here. And it's all from focusing on that inner voice. It's almost like your inner voice says something to you that just kind of leaves you baffled. And you're like, hold up. Why on earth do I believe that? Like, why on earth would that even come up? You know, and it's almost so ridiculous that it's like, and maybe at one point you would have believed it. But that's what it feels like through your healing and through letting go, like you've come into this place where it's your inner voice or that inner chatter says something that's absolutely left field. And you're like, oh no. Like, and it makes you completely aware, like acutely aware of the inner voice. Like we have the 10 of Cups. Yeah, finding emotional abundance, coming up into a state of leadership, but not just any leadership here. Yes, you'll be leading others, but this is a leadership within yourself. Taking it upon yourself to fill your own cup with good things, with beautiful things. And then we have, look, and the 10 of Wands. Isn't that 10 and 10? So this is a part of your path of purpose. But you're also seeing, I love the 10 of Wands in the Tarot Marseille, because it literally talks about, in the upright, someone who you have been through thick and thin with together. But because of that, you come out stronger. And in this context, pile number 3, it talks about you. Like, you're the one who's been through all of your life experiences with you. And you're recognizing that. And through recognizing that, you become inseparable with your higher self. So the massive shift that's happening for you here, the major shift that's coming through for you, is you connecting with your higher self and being so connected that there's like nothing that separates you anymore. You're no longer letting the monkey mind get the best of you. You're no longer letting that inner critic be loud and obnoxious. You're shutting it up. You are coming into a place where your spirit is now comforting you on the journey. This is such a beautiful place to be at, let me tell you. Like that moment when you hear your inner critic come through and then your spirit immediately steps in and says, hey, we're human. We get a chance to mess up. Like, it's okay. That's not the situation now. Like, we're okay. I love you so much. I want you to be empowered. I want you to feel good. Like, that is such a beautiful place to be at. And that's exactly where you're coming into. And it might not come right away, but this is something that through your emotional journey of healing, is that this is going to be something that becomes apparent. And through that, you're going to be filling up your own cup in a very, very powerful, unique way. Excuse me 1 second. I need a drink of water. It's been a long day. This is quite an incredibly long reading. I had no intention of making it this long. It just kind of happened. So we're going to get some oracle on it. I've got quite a few oracles out today. As I said earlier, I may or may not read the backs of them, or what's on the bottom, but we'll see what happens, okay? I'm just going to leave it open to opportunity. Whatever comes through is what comes through. So, Source, what else would you like to bring through? What major shift is happening for pile number 3? Thank you. Spiritual transcendence and healing. We've got the 12th house on the bottom with spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing. Yes. Spiritual transcendence and healing. Very, very clear. Whatever connections have held you back in the past, like you're healing whatever that was that called them to you. So whatever made you like a moth or a flame where it attracted just toxic moths, like that's going away, right? It's not that you won't attract those toxic people anymore. It's just that you are completely aware of them when they come in. I mean, the femme fatale on the bottom highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. The shadow is inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money, and power. Okay, so we're coming into that femme fatale. I also feel like you're connecting with the dark femme, which is opening up to that shadow side of yourself, right? So there's a lot of energy here. You could identify with being a femme, a divine femme. We have the wolf flying out with authenticity, right? You're taking care of the big bad wolf, which is the voice, and recognizing that, right? What is that saying? The mind is a great servant, but a terrible master. Like, that's the energy that I'm getting with this. I think that's the quote. I don't remember who said that. Maybe Einstein? Anyways, that's the energy that's coming. If you know the quote, if you would be so kind as to put it down below to help other pile threes, that would mean so much to me. And then look, we have release on the bottom with Jaguar. Yeah, release. This turmoil, this emotional turmoil, this emotional chaos that's been overwhelming. But see, this is what your spirit's coming in to do. Look at how this Jaguar is just like wrapping a paw around her like, I got you. Right? I'm taking care of you. This is the power of your spirit when you begin to let your spirit help you heal from that voice of the emotional ego. Vulnerability, flipping out. Yeah, you're coming into a time where you're going to be very vulnerable with yourself. Right? Healing those emotions. Things are going to feel like they're out in the open, in the wide open, but it's in that where you find the spaciousness to truly heal and purify on the bottom with rain, purification and rain. So this is a cleansing of the soul. Okay. And cleansing is not always easy. Like sometimes when we cleanse ourselves or go through a cleansing period, it's difficult, right? But it's necessary. And you always feel so much better afterwards. And that's why I always say, it's like, don't be so stuck on, you know, the shifts have to have money. They have to have material gain. They have to have this. They have to have that. Because sometimes these shifts in spirituality are actually far more valuable. In fact, I would say all the time, these shifts are far more valuable than monetary or physical gain. And they're going to serve you for the long run. This is something that you're going to have for your life. You know, if you got $1,000 tonight, you're not going to have that same $1,000 in 10 years. Like, it's maybe, but the chances of you having it are little to none. This is something that's going to serve you for life. Okay, on the bottom we have 2112, new beginnings, hope, new beginning, fresh start, lifestyle purpose, and spiritual awakening. Okay, so let's see. What else would you like to tell pile number 3 source? Okay, thank you. Let me get one more of those. May I please have one more of these cards for pile number 3. Whoa. Universe within. We have your thoughts influence your reality. Choose hopeful, positive ones. Clarify your core beliefs. I cannot make this energy up. This is exactly this entire reading. You're beginning to choose hopeful, positive thoughts over the negative ones, realizing that what you're thinking about yourself is manifesting in this reality. On the bottom, we have Lux Leash. The weight of continuous betting grows heavy. Know when to fold and know when to hold. Wisdom lies in knowing your limits. And you've reached your limits. You're sick and tired of feeling this way. Know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. Who is that? Kenny Chesney? No. Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers song coming out. Alright, source. Yeah, you gotta know when to run away. I feel like that's the thing. Like you're learning how to run away from this and say, like, that's just not working for me anymore. It's not like you're trying to hide from it or anything anymore. You're just literally like, you see it and you do a 180 and you're like, we're just not going to go down that road. Because you know how your mind can take you down these massive rabbit holes, and suddenly like a few hours have passed and you haven't done anything of that's conducive or productive because you've been stuck in your mind, like thinking about all these potentials that possibly could happen that are very negative, and just, or replaying words that you said over and over again, or replaying conversations that you had over and over again, like, and nothing comes from it, right? It's like seeing that happening and you just do a 180 and you're like, nope, I'm gone. Bye. We're not going to do that. We're going to go focus on something else that's positive for the journey. We have journey here with you may move to a new place for work or travel for work. Exploring the world gives you the experience you need to succeed. You could also be studying ancient Egyptian wisdom. That could be something that's coming up quite a bit in your journey. Or you might feel like you have a connection to the pyramids and that you need to go there. Look, we have another roll the dice. This energy of no longer gambling on your journey, right? We have time to put yourself out there. You're hiding your talents and it's time to take a risk and step into the spotlight now. Like, you're no longer just hoping. It's like, I'm actually going to take action. That's what it is. It's like, I'm going to put myself out there, but it's like, that's not, you're no longer gambling on just hope. Like, oh, if I hope enough, it'll happen. Like, you're becoming the action that needs to happen. On the bottom, we have brilliance. Discover your own genius by breaking away from the grind to follow your own inspiration. Your ideas bring recognition. You're going to be recognized. Okay, I got a new deck here. It's Blossoms of Wisdom Oracle cards by the Empath Soul. We'll get one of these. They're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, the Amaryllis is flipping over with pride and strength. So there's a lot of strength that's coming to you, a lot of being proud of who you are and who you've turned into is playing a part here, which is great, right? You should be proud of yourself. You're asking others to be proud of you, but how can you ask others to be proud of you? You're not proud of yourself. And so it's something definitely changing here and finding the strength to be you. We have Crocus on the bottom, youthful joy and cheerfulness. Feeling free. That's what I get from this. Feeling free. All right, let's get some romance cards out here. Source, what major changes are coming for pile number 3? Thank you. What major changes? Thank you. I feel like I want to get one more for you. What major changes are coming for pile number 3? Thank you. Yeah, they all like fell out in a weird way. Okay, so we've got date on the bottom, courting, dating, anniversary, and meetup. So somebody could be coming in to date you soon. That could be a major shift. And it's all because of this shift of seeing yourself through eyes of unconditional love, right? It's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. But with diligence, things are going to change. And I feel like that's exactly where you're at. Things are starting to shift for you. That's what we're talking about. We have mystery flying out, unknown, puzzle, illusion, confusing. So whatever it was that was confusing you in the past, or whatever it felt like was unknown, you're finding that it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if I stay in that confusion, all it's going to do is just send me down a road I don't want to go in. So I'm going to start focusing on myself. And you're going to step into the unknown, knowing that it's in the unknown we find our strength, right? Because it's hard for us. It's hard for us to step into something that we don't know the outcome to. But we have to trust and have faith that Source is leading us to exactly where we need to go. We have commitment, oath, agreement, pledge, and promise. So again, a commitment could be coming in. Someone that's going to have an agreement with you, make an oath, a pledge, or a promise to you. Or this is you making an oath, a pledge, a promise to yourself. Okay? Being committed to the journey. Being committed to the outcome. Being committed to the positivity. All right, so Source, can we please get some life purpose cards? Okay, I feel like those two. I do feel like you need one more for some reason, so I'm gonna. That's the one. On the bottom, we have yoga. Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercising. Okay, now we're gonna get some romance angel cards, and then we'll check out what your oracles have to say. What else would you like to say for pile number 3, Source? That one. Can you please have one more of these? What else would you like to say for pile number 3? Thank you. On the bottom, we have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Exactly. That's the energy here. You're learning to love yourself first. This is not an easy task, right? Especially when people have made us believe that we're unlovable. So to come into a place of loving ourselves sometimes it's just a process that we have to go through. Scorpio, we have intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. So again, this Pluto energy coming in where you're purging, you're renewing, you're purifying, you're exposing those uncomfortable feelings that have been within, right? This is a very intense process. You've been through the fires and now you're going to rise anew, purified, letting go of the old and stepping into this more authentic version of yourself. We have networker here with the light being enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. And the shadow is conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. I feel like you're going to be networking more and connecting with people through this empathic energy that is coming through so strongly for you, but also helping them be aware of their own inner voice. Like there's something that you're going to be sharing here that's going to help people become aware of their own inner voice. And look, we have angel here with helping those in need with no expectation of return. And the shadow is acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. So you're coming out as this beautiful angel. You could be an earth angel. You could absolutely resonate with that. But whatever was false, like the mask within, and I feel like these shadow attributes are something that was happening from within, right? Something that was happening deep from within you. And it was like you believing that. You're letting that go now. Like you were letting that go. And that's shifting everything for you. We have 1717, good fortune, someone watching over you, good fortune, unseen forces and direction. Even if it seems like you're not making any meaningful progress, things are moving in the right direction. If you see this number, it's a sign that everything will work out in your favor and your dreams will come true soon. So dreams coming true for you. What do we have here? Venom of doubt. This is what I was saying about the snakehead. You will encounter deception, information that could poison your decision making. Seek truth and rely on verified sources. And this feels like that internal voice. Maybe it's someone else outside of you that's trying to convince you of this, but it really feels like the one deciding factor has to do with, are you letting that inner voice be a reason of doubt, right? Being a venomous place of doubt. Wow. Look, we have heartbreak, hurt, betrayal, grief, and disappointment. You've definitely gone through a lot. And you've been hurt in the past. And they're saying, we understand that. And this is part of you letting that go. That's why I was saying, like, at the beginning, I kept getting that feeling of, like, I'm never going to have a relationship. I'm never going to have somebody to love. But that is a product of this hurt and betrayal. And part of us letting that go means that we have to heal that, right? We have romantic feelings, falling in love, affection, happiness, and emotions. Because there is someone here who wants to come in to love you. And it's about us aligning with that, right? Hookup, one night stand, intimacy, casual relationship, or fling. So don't use hookups as a way to make yourself feel better or feel like you belong or feel like you're needed. Because this can cause a lot of this doubt as well. So if you find yourself hooking up with people, okay, and of course, choose what's right for you. But I just feel like I need to mention this for someone. Someone needs to hear this. When we have a lot of one-night stands or casual relationships, sex is a very intimate thing. Like, we're exchanging very, very intimate energies when we have a connection with somebody like that. And now, whatever that person is carrying, if they're unhealed, now we have that yuck on us, right? It's like, it's just clinging to you, and you have to do these rituals to get it off of you, or these cleansing meditations, or these cord cutting ceremonies, or whatever they are that works for you. You have to go through that because now you're just in this place of yuck with this person because you chose to have this casual relationship instead of taking it to a serious level. And so that's what Source is saying here. Be wary of these hookups because it's so vital that you are doing something something for the right reason, instead of just doing something, how it came out here next to this venom of doubt, doing something to feel like you're needed, because you need you. And that's a powerful thing. But this energy feeds into that doubt, and it becomes a venom, because now you're carrying whatever energy that someone else that you slept with has. So if this person has a lot of anger, a lot of self-doubt, if this person has a lot of hurt and suffering, now all of that becomes yours because of that connection, because of that hookup. And so that's something that Source is saying to be wary of here, and to not put yourself in this more grief and more betrayal and more disappointment and heartbreak because of that doubt being fed, right? We're trying to heal the universe within, and we're trying to come into this place of real romantic feeling, someone that gives us a spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical connection, but physical being the least emphasized here. Okay, so focusing on the spiritual, the mental, and the emotional connection first, and leaving the physical as a last resort exploration. Once you know that this is a person that you can give yourself to wholeheartedly without feeling like they're going to flee because you don't necessarily trust them, or because it's just something that is, you know, a one-off shoot because I feel like I'm not needed and I need to feel needed, because sex gives us that illusion that we're needed. But it is just an illusion, because it's playing on our root chakra. It's playing on our sacral chakra. Okay. Look, sorry. I am sorry. The unspoken apology, eternal regret. Okay, so there's someone here who's saying, I'm sorry. This could be whoever betrayed you. Like, you're gone. You're long gone. You are not coming back. You have no intention of coming back. And this is someone whose higher self is saying sorry. They may have this regret in the physical 3D, but above all else, their higher self is saying, I'm sorry. And that's why it's the unspoken apology, the eternal regret. They regret what they did, but they don't have the courage to come through and say that to your face, because they don't know what's going to come from it. And even still, there's that thinking within. It's like, does it really matter? Of course, we all want that closure, but it feels like you've already received closure to something that was very, very difficult to go through. And so this is just that confirmation of, you're like, are they sorry? This is that confirmation for someone who needs it, okay? So we have, you're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. So you're doing the right thing. Even if it feels like it's not working out or panning out right now, like, you're doing the right thing. You're going down the path that you need to go down. Things are happening, okay? And we got another, what do we have? Another card that said that as well? One of the other cards said that as well. Look, we have career change. You're embarking upon a career change that brings you joy and abundance you desire and deserve. So there's something here that you're going to be changing with your career, something else you're going to be embarking on. And that's okay. It's like the path that you're on is leading you directly to that. So don't feel like you made a wrong decision if you feel like there's a shift that's happening in your career. That's what is meant to happen on your journey right now. We have energy healing. Your natural energy healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose. So you coming into alignment, and if you see here, the chakra, right? The rainbow within, the chakra alignment here. I hope that this picks that up. But you can see here, as you align with your higher self, as you align with this beautiful healing energy, you become a healer of others. And that's something that's going to be a part of your journey for the rest of your life. So we have flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So flirting is something that's important to you at this time. Like, if people are connecting with you, not for the hookup. This is for the practice of being able to be witty and creative and crafty when it comes to talking to people, of really opening up deeper conversations as well. Flirting is a great way to open up conversation topics, you know, because it's like cute and it's fun and it keeps things lighthearted, but there's also that seriousness that comes from, like, we really do need to get to know each other, but we can keep it lighthearted as well. And then we have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So there is somebody here who wants to come in. And I feel like that's why it's important for you to flirt. Not look at it as a hookup, but look at it as like, let me flirt and get to know this person and see if they're actually willing to give that energy back to me, instead of just taking it right away to the sexual side. You know, I've talked to people and the immediate thing, they're like, oh, hi, how are you? Oh, I'm good. Oh, my name is so-and-so, Sam Jones. Oh, Sam Jones, I'm Betty Cleaver, whatever. Like, and then all of a sudden Sam Jones is like, so what are you doing tonight? Netflix and chill? No, I don't even know who you are. Right? So, like, that's the thing. So you have to remember, like, there's a purpose to flirting. There's a purpose to conversational engagement. So let's take a look at your Dragon Oracle and see what it says. Ooh, cosmic healing. The pride of the archangels, number 40. Look at this. It looks like an eagle, doesn't it? It's a dragon, but it looks like an eagle with this brilliant light coming out of the crown here. With that energy healing. So you're healing right now, okay? And, you know, I said this on another pile, and I'll say it here. If this is not the love message that you were looking for, then maybe check out one of the other piles if you were drawn to it. But I just feel like the main thing here for you, pile 3, is just the cosmic healing that's happening right now. It's so vital to your journey. It's so vital to you right now. This is connected to Archangel Raphael. It says Archangel Raphael is in rainbow robes. Look, and the rainbow chakras on this. Oh, I love this synchronicity already. And holds the staff of Asclepius. Green is the color of the healer's aura, or so they say. In the realms of the seraphim, healing takes on all colors of the spectrum, and so too does this dragon take on another image, not tied down to the confines of tradition. Look, Golden is the name of this dragon, is this eagle-like dragon of Raphael, with feathers of purple and aquamarine with a slight tinge of gold. Its presence is so dazzling, it binds the most powerful of angels. Archangel Raphael's dragon appears to remind you of this simple celestial truth. Your breath heals. This world of ours goes through an ever-evolving state of change, flux, and turmoil. However, the one consistent is your ability to heal yourself and others through your breath on a cosmic level. There's no secret to this ability, nor a key to unlocking its potential. All you need to do is stop, breathe deeply, and take in the energy of Raphael's dragon. It's purple, gold, and aquamarine, aura filling your soul. Overflowing from your heart, this dragon's energy surrounds you in a pool of cosmic healing and creates a beautiful bubble that suspends you in an energetic space between the realms. Stay here for as long as you need, resting in the light of Raphael's dragon, sending out healing to yourself, others, and the cosmos simply by breathing. Know and trust that you can come back to this space whenever healing is needed on any level. You belong and you are needed because you have breath in your lungs. This is healing of a different nature for you, pile 3. The major shift is this is like healing of everything in your body. You're coming up into a much higher vibration. You're connecting with this cosmic love. You're connecting with a cosmic light that exists just outside of us. Right? It's something that's becoming a part of you. I keep hearing indentured, but it's something that's becoming a part of you. It's something that's becoming where you're going to be able to access these different levels of knowledge and wisdom and gifts, and you're going to be able to see others. This could also have to do with being able to read auras from others as well. But I feel like you're healing on such a level that this healing is bringing healing to others without you realizing it. And it came from some very difficult situations. You would have never had to heal on this level if you hadn't have gone through all the hardships that you went through. And while that might not bring a lot of comfort to you, just know that it's because of all those situations that you're being put into this very high-ranked position here on this physical plane. And that's a blessing, right? So I'm very happy for you, pile 3. I feel like this is an incredible reading for you. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a little eagle emoji down below and say, I open up to my cosmic healing and alignment, knowing that I'm here as a channel for the cosmos to bring this love and light to the world we live in. If you felt like it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. I want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, my spirit guides, and give a special shout out to Archangel Raphael for making an appearance in your reading today. And I'm giving you a big energetic hug because I feel like you need it, pile number 3. I love you so much, and I'm so honored I got to be able to connect with you. Until next time, stay human. Bye.